Welcome back to the PANJIM Gymkhana grounds for the second match of BANDODKAR T-20 League. We are on the opening day here of this iconic cricket tournament at the historic grounds here in Panji. The match beginning now is between Karimabad Sports Club and Alcon MCC. Karimabad's Govekar to begin the proceedings from the road end. Alcon MCC had won the toss and they had no hesitation in opting to bat first. And their openers in the center are Digesh Raikar and Manthan Khudkar. Manthan is also their captain. He's on strike now. Earlier today we saw the first game, Sargaukar Cricket Club getting off to a winning start as they beat Gino Sports Club by 7 wickets with Ishan Gadekar playing a superb inning and getting the man of the match for that match. Now we are in the match number 2. Good looking shot by Manthan Khudkar for a single. It looks like a good batting surface as Ishan proved it earlier today, scoring unbeaten 60 runs, which had 9 boundaries in it. Some beautiful shots played by other batsmen as well, like Samar Dubashi of Gino Sports Club. Down the leg side, and that's a single for Digesh and it's wide as well. 2 runs added to the total via extras. Manthan Khudkar is a very talented young batsman. He plays some wonderful innings. He has played in some wonderful innings and everybody looks forward to watching him bat. Whereas to talk about Karimabad, they have some stunning players, and Govekar is one of the very best in Goa. He's the captain of Karimabad, who's bowling now. He was the player of the series in recently concluded Goa Premier League. Lovely shot there by Manthan, but straight to the fielder. It was beautiful to see him play that off drive. Absolutely textbook shot there by Manthan. Oh, Karimabad were looking good in the Goa Premier League, but could not progress beyond semi-finals. Oh, there you go. Deepraj strikes in the first over of the inning. Manthan is bowled. Well, that's the beauty, as Deepraj has this knack of taking wickets in his first over. He bowls very good lines, and that was delivery with great length as well, Yorker length, and Manthan was totally foxed there. He had no answer to that delivery, and there he has to make a sad walk back to the pavilion. Just what the doctor ordered for as far as Karimabad are concerned, but for MCC they wouldn't have liked to see this as they lost one of their young attacking, really good, in technical terms as well. A good batter has gone without making any impact. So now here you have the new man in. Vaibhav Govekar is the new man in. It's 5 for 1, and we are in the first over of the second match of BANDODKAR T20 League 2022. Straight off the mark. Oh, that's just short of the covers fielder. Otherwise, Digesh Raikar could have been back in the hut as well. But yeah, that landed safely. And Alcon MCC add a couple of runs to their total. So, and the first over, and Alcon MCC are 7 for 1. Earlier today, we had a 15-over contest because of the delayed start, and it was Gino Sports Club who batted first and could put up 98 runs as they were bowled out in the 15th over. And Salgaonkar Cricket Club had no difficulty chasing that down and registering a 7-wicket victory to get off to a winning start in this T20 BANDODKAR T20 League organized by PANJIM Gymkhana. This is the second match of the tournament, and Alcon MCC rather, have won the toss and they have elected to bat. So this is now the second over of the match. Lakmesh Paune has begun the proceedings from the river end. One of the most promising youngsters in Goan cricket, Lakmesh Paune, bowls with good pace and has a reputation of having a knack to take wickets at regular intervals. Digesh Vaibhav is on strike facing Lakmesh, and that's a checked cover drive. He didn't go full throttle on it. Probably at the last moment. He checked the stroke. But nevertheless, they have 1 run to their total and move on to 8 runs. Loss of 1 wicket. Vaibhav Govekar has been part of Goa under 25 setup, a promising youth player, and that promise needs to be developed and realized, and that's the potential that the young players have in Goa. It's then the players' efforts that they go on to put that are very important. They have to keep working hard. And such tournaments are very, very important as they get competitive exposure and they have to keep doing their best. So a lot of expectations from the youngsters who will be seen in this tournament, and that's the key feature now as we are getting out of the pandemic era. Last 2 years, really every sport suffered, and cricket as well had suffered a lot due to lack of tournaments. So here we are back with BANDODKAR T20 League, and the opportunity is there here for players to make the most of. Good delivery by Lakmesh. It's a really good pitch here at the PANJIM Gymkhana, where bowlers or batters, they really love to play here because it gives them purchase. If you are a spinner or a pacer or a batter, you all like to be here, get in there and make it big. Change in bowling from the road, and it's Tunish Saukar to bowl the third over of the inning. Deepraj Kaukar had started the proceedings, and after 1 over, we have the bowling change here. So Karimabad's strategy is to use now third different bowler for the third over of the inning. Digesh Raikard is on strike. Good fielding effort there in the field. It was a good drive. Could have gone for at least a couple of runs, but good stop there. That was a good stop by Kuldeep Ghai, the outstation player of Karimabad. So, for those who may not know, this BANDODKAR T20 League has the provision of every team fielding a maximum of 2 outstation players in the playing 11, and Kuldeep Ghai is one of the outstation players for Karimabad. The other being Rishabh Singh Chauhan. The 2 professional outstation players for Alcon MCC are Nitish Kumar Reddy. And Vasu Yadla. Lovely shot there. One bounce over the boundary ropes by Vaibhav Govekar. Very handsome strike there. The ball was right there in the slot to be hit, and it was given the required treatment by Vaibhav. Once again, Vaibhav has cracked that ball outside in the region offside over the covers for another handsome boundary. Good going for Vaibhav Govekar and MCC now. The score moves on to 21, and it's the third over in progress. Oh, was a tight single there and direct hit. It could have been dangerous. Tunish Saukar, who is an all-rounder, has played for Goa under 25 this year. Karimabad have these all-rounders who have really been in good form at the recently held Goa Premier League. Another boundary for MCC. This time it's Digesh Raikar who packs a punch and gets 4 runs added to the total. MCC move on to 26 for 1. At the end of 3 overs. The power play is in progress here. Alcon MCC have moved on to 26 for the loss of 1 wicket after 3 overs. Another 3 overs of power play remaining. And it's a norm to try to get maximum runs in the power play. That's when you have maximum fielders inside the ring, so batsmen prefer to go aerial. Vedant Naik is in the attack from the river end. He's bowling now. Misfield there costs us another run for Karimabad. MCC move on to 28. 28. Two runs to the total. Batsmen constantly try to make those shots by making little adjustments, as sometimes they step out and meet the ball, and that's what Vaibhav has been doing. Made that shot really nicely, and here he's completing another single. So they are keeping the scoreboard moving, and whenever they have got loose delivery, they have sent them over the boundary rope. So MCC, Alcon MCC progressing nicely. We are in the 4th over of the match in the BANDODKAR T-20 League. That's a quicker one from Vedant Naik. He really let it go very quick, and that was not much batsman could do about it. It's beaten. So that's the end of the 4th over. MCC are 31 for 1. So Lakmesh Paune being brought on from the road end now. He had bowled his first over from the other end. So that's this is the 5th over, and they almost have changed. Karimabad have changed the bowlers, and now change of end for Lakmesh for his 2nd over. Very sweetly struck stroke there, but straight to the fielder. Vaibhav Govekar looks in good touch here, is striking the ball really well. There you go, and it could be the first sixer of this match, and it is. Beautiful shot over the mid-wicket by Vaibhav Govekar, and Lakmesh Paune with his extra pace is coming on to the bat that much better for Vaibhav, as it looks like, and he has derived maximum from that stroke. MCC move on to 37. 4.2 overs have been bowled so far. Wanted to go over the offside now, over covers area, but he missed it, missed the delivery. That's a good comeback by Lakmesh, getting in a dot ball after having been hit for a 6 on the past delivery. That is better. If you're not getting in a big hit, take a single. That's the minimum one can do of every delivery in T20 cricket. That's what is required. Alcon MCC did not have a good time in the Goa Premier League, and they'll be looking to put in or making a good start in this T20 tournament with more efforts and with, of course, a different strategy. There is an amazing shot there by Digesh Raikar. A boundary here, and this is now proving to be a good start, overcoming the early departure of Manthan Kutkar. These two players have got going and this augurs really well for Alcon MCC. It's 42 for 1 in 4.5 overs. Karimabad Sports Club will have to look at the line they're bowling, the way they are bowling. Tries a reverse hit and doesn't become successful. And that's the kind of risk that shot has. If you are trying it short, if it comes off, it looks glorious. But if it doesn't come off, it ends up as a wasted effort as well, and a risky shot to play as well. But that's T20. Batsmen have to take risks, innovate and improvise time and again in their effort to outthink the bowling side. So end of the 5 overs, MCC are 42 for the loss of 1 wicket. Vedant Naik to bowl his second over. He gave just 5 runs in his first over, which was a very good start for him. Very economical in T20 format of the game. 5 runs is what is very economical in T20s. So here is now starting his second over, and the final over of power play. Alcon MCC batters will look to take maximum from this over. Digesh Raikar is now on strike of the bowling of Vedant Naik. Wanted to play a fierce looking square cut, but couldn't get it correct. And that's a dot delivery. Good shot, got a hold of it, but the ball is straight at the long on fielder on the bounce. Just a single to the total of MCC, which now moves to 44. Wonderful shot there. One bounce to the boundary. Digesh Raikar has struck some beautiful shots, and that was another lovely boundary here. And Alcon MCC move on to 49 for loss of 1 wicket. This is the last delivery of the power play. Now all along the ground, this another amazing shot by Digesh, and 4 runs brings up Alcon MCC's 50. So the score moves on to 53 at the end of 6 overs. So Digesh Raikar and Vaibhav Govekar has put on 48 runs partnership for the second wicket. Vaibhav Govekar is on 27 and Digesh Raikar has taken his total to 22 runs. Left arm bowler Rishabh Singh Chauhan, one of the outstation imports, is now bowling from the road end. The partnership between these two is now on 49. They have brought Alcon MCC along nicely, progressing in this second match, having elected to bat first. Good running between the wickets by the duo, and the total moves on to 56. 7th over is in progress. Vehement appeal there, but umpire unmoved. So after a slight stoppage, we are back in action here. Rishabh Singh Chauhan bowling to Digesh Raikar. A single there. So batsmen are easily picking up the singles on offer when they are not going big. So that's important and they're not bogged down. So that's how MCC's innings has progressed so far. At the end of 7 overs, Alcon MCC are 58 for 1. Vedant has gone for 16 runs in his first 2 overs. And now this is his third over on the trot. That's a very delicate late cut shot that Vaibhav tried to play, didn't come off. The shot was very much on, and here he could not find the gap between gully and point. Karimabad has always been a good fielding side, and here they are doing their best to stop the runs. So at the end of 8 overs, Alcon MCC are 60 for the loss of 1 wicket. on the ground. He's slipped a bit, lost his footing. Probably not too serious there. Vaibhav Govekar it is. Vaibhav looks like he has some niggle there. He received treatment. He had slipped while playing a shot and still not looking comfortable despite receiving that treatment. Now Digesh on strike. Can't beat the fielder in short third man region. Digesh trying to penetrate that offside field set up by Karimabad. It's been a very quiet period for Alcon MCC now. And that has probably led to pressure on Digesh, and he went for an uppish shot, got leading edge and has been caught. So Rishabh Singh Chauhan succeeds in breaking this partnership, the second wicket partnership. And Alcon MCC lose their second wicket. "57 runs Digesh and Vaibhav Govekar had put on after the early departure of Manthan, and now that partnership has been broken. MCC are 62 for 2 after the end of 9 overs. Nitish Kumar Reddy is the new batsman in, and he is one of their outstation imports. Nitish is from Andhra's Ranji Trophy setup and is known to be a talent, promising talent, a young player from Andhra here for everybody to watch. This is the BANDODKAR T-20 League and it's the opening day here at PANJIM Gymkhana ground. Digesh Raikar made 27 runs of 24 deliveries with 4 boundaries included in his stay at the crease. Looked good, but in the end he perished trying to accelerate the scoring rate. And it now looks like Vaibhav Govekar is leaving the ground as he looks in pain and he has retired. So that means 2 new men at the crease for Alcon MCC at the crucial stage of this match. It's Saish Kamath now to join Nitish Kumar Reddy at the crease. So it will be very interesting now to see how these 2 new batters progress. Alcon MCC are now 62 for 2 at the end of 9 overs. So the current run rate is over 6 runs an over. The 2 new men will have to get in quickly as the second half of this inning will require a little step up in the scoring rate. So it's Vedant Naik to continue, and this would be his last over of the spell. Nitish is off the mark with that single. Now it's Saish Kamath to face his first delivery. Karimabad has put in a catching position there with the slip on. That's a good move in the situation, considering a new man is at the crease, both new man at the crease, and if they get another breakthrough here, it could be vital for Karimabad. But for MCC, it becomes very important that these 2 new batters keep the scoreboard moving and get in their eye as well. And there, Saish opens his account with that single. It's the 10th over in progress. "65 for 2 in the 10th over. Oh, wow. He has taken a wonderful catch there. Right at the boundary, and it's who else? Deepraj Gaonkar, one of the best fielders in Goa. That's a very well judged catch by Deepraj. So they say it's normal for Deepraj. That's a routine regulation catch. If that means he has really set very high standard for himself. That's a very good running catch. And then it means MCC have now lost their third wicket. 65 for 3 at the end of 10 overs. The new man in is Vishambar Kalon. Sorry. Vishambar Kalon is part of Goa's Ranji Trophy setup as well. Very, very talented player. Bowls leg spin as well and has talent with the bat too. Rishabh Singh Chauhan to continue from the road end. It's facing Nitish. Face kar Vishambar Nitish hote Good fielding there by the bowler Rishabh off his own bowling. Wow, what an effort. That is commitment for all of us to see. Vishambar on strike. Rishabh is also bowling a very good length and line, so doesn't allow any freedom for the batsman to get a run off that delivery. But now the line drifts towards leg stump and Vishambar puts it away for a single in the square leg region. So that brings on strike Nitish Kumar Reddy. "19-year-old talent from Andhra." There you go. You can see the wrists in play, and that reminds us of some amazing talents from Andhra Pradesh who had wrists of steel. Nice looking shot, and two could be on here. And yes, comfortable couple for Nitish. Nitish. 69 for the loss of 3 wickets, Alcon MCC, after winning the toss and electing to bat. Azan Thota is being introduced in the bowling from the river end, and Nitish Kumar is on strike. If they ran the first run hard, but Nitish says no to the second run, as Vishambar wanted. Azan Thota, a very, very talented player with the bat as well. He's now doing the job with the ball. Good looking shot, good use of the feet, stepping out and hitting over the bowler's head for a sixer. Vishambar Kalon has struck an amazing shot that goes for maximum. MCC move on to 76 now, loss of 3 wickets. And this is the 12th over in progress. Oh, that was a very anxious moment there. The batsman looked imbalanced for a moment, but he was safe, he was in the crease, so no harm done. Vishambar Kalon has moved on to 9 with that lovely strike for a sixer. There he goes, cuts the ball in the gap. Just a single though. The last delivery of the 12th over is coming down from Azan Tota, and he does a good job of fielding it but could not gather the ball, and batsmen complete a single. 78 it is for the loss of 3 wickets at the end of 12 overs. Govekar has returned for his second over. In the first over, he had picked the wicket of Manthan Khudkar. Could be a boundary, but no, Karimabad fielder gets around to cut it off and keep the runs down to just a couple. Vishambar Kalon has moved on to 12 with the addition of those 2 runs, and Alcon MCC are 81 for 3 in 12.2 overs. Hit on the gloves there. Change of pace there, but the batsman read it and just played it for a single. Change of pace becomes effective when the batsman fails to read it, and that becomes a very big weapon for a pacer. Good looking shot. Nitish Kumar Reddy is a class act. What a shot. And it gets him the maximum. Sixer. A brilliant shot there over the bowler's head for a beautifully lofted 6. These are the shots that you love to watch and love to pay for to get to watch. So Alcon MCC have moved on to 88 runs now. Loss of 3 wickets, and this is the last delivery of the 13th over. It's another slow delivery, but didn't go the way Deepraj and Karimabad would have loved to see, and Nitish Kumar Reddy makes full use of that to get a boundary to his name. It's 92 for 3 at the end of 13 overs for Alcon MCC. Azan Tota with his off spin. So now Alcon MCC batters Nitish Kumar Reddy and Vishambar Kalon have got their eye in, and both have played some beautiful strokes. So it will be really interesting to see how they motor along. And there you see, this is another big hit by Vishambar Kalon. It's a sixer and it's out of the ground into the Mandavi River. Beautiful pictures there. The cameraman has done a really good job. The ball bounced there on the walking track outside the Gymkhana ground and has landed in the waters. So appropriate replacement ball will come out soon now. The umpires are waiting for the replacement ball to come out. Saish is now out there with the box of balls in his hands. So umpire Santosh Govekar is happy and he is striding into the middle now with the ball in his hand. "98 for 3. Alcon MCC are well placed, and it's 13.2 overs that have been played so far in this second match of the BANDODKAR T20 League at PANJIM Gymkhana ground. "100 up for Alcon MCC with that shot." That single, Vishambar Kalon moves on to 22. Nitish Kumar Reddy, who has scored 16 of 8 deliveries at a strike rate of 200, is now facing Azan Tota. Batter is not happy as that shot went straight to the fielder. There's a long gap, big gap there on the offside that he would have loved to pick. That's the end of (14 overs), and it's 102 for loss of 3 wickets. So Rishabh Singh Chauhan in the last over of his spell is bowled 3 overs for just 11 runs, having picked 1 wicket. It's been good figures for Rishabh. And most of the time, such figures get spoilt in the last overs because the batsmen take extra effort or want to cash in sometimes in the last overs as they get set. But still, Rishabh Singh Chauhan has been really bowling well so far. Slightly short of the length, and Vishambar Kalon has severely punished that delivery, hitting a lovely boundary in the mid-wicket region. Good shot, Vishambar. The MCC fans, Alcon MCC fans would say, and that boundary has taken a total to 107, loss of 3 wickets. Vishambar moves on to 26 of 18 deliveries. The last delivery of this over coming up. Loud appeal, but the umpire is unmoved. It was a loud shout for LBW, but umpire remains unmoved. So at the end of 15 overs, Alcon MCC are 110 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. Tunish Saukar is the bowler from the river end, and facing him, Vishambar Kalon strikes it down the ground, just a single. Vishambar is setting himself up for big shots every time he has been on strike. Most of the time that he has been on strike, he makes his approach is very aggressive. This time, Nitish Kumar Reddy is completely beaten. He misses the delivery. Wanted to hit a big shot, but that has not come off. In general, Nitish Kumar has looked a very classy batsman so far in his 13-ball stay. And there he hits the ball on the rise. It's a well-timed shot and goes for a boundary in the long on region. That takes him to 23. He has made that shot look very easy. It's very difficult to be on top of the bounce and play it in that long on region. A well played shot, and Alcon MCC are now 115 for loss of 3 wickets. 3 deliveries more remaining in this over. Back-to-back boundaries here for Nitish Kumar. He is playing all along the dial. He has hit nice shots. Total moves on to 119. Once again, and the fielders are helpless. They can't do anything here. They just stand and watch as Nitish Kumar has now struck 3 boundaries in a row. These are all good shots, but the deliveries that he has received are not completely bad deliveries, but Nitish Kumar has managed to play good shots on these deliveries. Let's change in pace there, and it's a reverse hit for a boundary again. He is looking like a 360-degree batter out there. That's a sign of a real modern day batter, 360-degree ability to play shots all around the ground. So with that, it's the end of 16 overs, and Alcon MCC are 127 for the loss of 3 wickets. Nitish Kumar Reddy is playing a blinder here. He's on 35 of 17 deliveries, and Vishambar Kalon has been a very, very good partner at the other end. He's on 29 of 21 deliveries. So, Nitish Kumar Reddy has played for India under 19, so you know now what pedigree he has, and he's here turning it on for Alcon MCC. And he's, of course, part of Andhra's Vijay Hazare and Mushtaq Ali T-20 events. Wow, that's a shot will get that reaction. Wow, amazing shot there. Once again, a sixer. A beautiful shot there. And Deepraj Govekar has been proving expensive. His last over had gone for 14. And two balls now has yielded 7 runs. So this is now a very, very crucial phase of this match. Alcon MCC are surely on top now. It's all Nitish Kumar Reddy show right now. This young man is providing fantastic entertainment. This is what we want when we watch a T20 cricket match. And here at PANJIM Gymkhana ground, we are watching lovely shots. Lot of runs being scored. The first match today was a low scoring affair, but this is now a full-blown T20 affair with bat dominating the ball. "15 runs off this over, and Alcon MCC moved to 142 for the loss of 3 wickets. Just 3 overs now remaining. And if these 2 guys are out there, somewhere the score in the region of 180 wouldn't be an exaggeration or a vague prediction. Vishambar Kalon is on 33 and on strike now. The bowler is Lakmesh Paune. Lakmesh, who has given away 14 runs in his first 2 overs, is now pressed into attack from the river end. And it will be interesting to see how he bowls to these 2 set batters. Lakmesh is one of the young prospects developing nicely for Goa cricket. And in the wake of the assault by these 2 batters, whether he has the mindset to outthink them, it will be watched very closely. That's a big hit. Really big hit. And it's a sixer. So that's his half century. Well played, Nitish Kumar Reddy. The fastest 50 of the tournament so far, coming off 21 deliveries. Earlier today, Ishan Govekar had scored a half century, and his milestone came off 38 balls. Thank you, Umesh, for that information. Catch it is the cry from the Karimabad fielders, but the fielder here neither manages to catch nor to stop the ball from going for a boundary. So another boundary to Nitish Kumar and Alcon MCC. So Nitish Kumar in his inning so far of 22 balls has struck 7 boundaries and 3 glorious sixers. Wow, that's another good shot, but this time it just fetches 1 run. It's a switch hit resulting in 1 run. Too much effort for just too little return. So it's 155 for 3. Alcon MCC motoring nicely at the end of 18 overs. The last 5 overs, so it's good acceleration for Alcon MCC boys here, and Karimabad Sports Club will now be looking to do much more in the remaining 2 overs if they have to keep Alcon MCC down in the region of 170. Probably that's at par looking at the situation, because Alcon MCC are now 155 for 3 in 18 overs. So with 12 deliveries remaining and 2 set players, especially with Nitish Kumar in this mood. So bouncer bowled by Deepraj to start the 19th over. Misfield, but yes, the batsmen press on for the second and complete that. It's a rare misfield by Karimabad fielder. So Alcon MCC are now 159 for the loss of 3 wickets. Reddy and Kalon on strike. He's on 39 of 28 deliveries. And it's a free hit. Umpire Santosh Govekar has just signaled a free hit. Very good shot there by Vishambar. 6 runs. The ball was there in the slot and Vishambar Kalon was in great position to take the maximum from that effort. So he moves on to 45 and the total score to 166 for the loss of 3 wickets. Is that another boundary? No, the fielder manages to cut that off and it's a couple of runs for Vishambar, taking him on to 47. Last ball. 3 ball. Runs. Oh wow, what a shot. And that brings him his half century. 47, 51 it is. Vishambar Kalon, well played. A good knock and that takes him to 51 of 31 deliveries. Deepraj Gaonkar has proved expensive here. And credit to the batters in the middle. They have really played wonderfully good aggressive cricket there. Nitish Kumar Reddy is looking at the areas where he can launch this delivery. He's having a good look all around the ground. And he picks the square leg region, but he cannot clear the field, and it's 2 runs to his total, and Alcon MCC moves on to 175 for the loss of 3 wickets. It's the end of 19th over. So the last over coming up now. This has been a good batting show by Alcon MCC. Despite the early blow, the team steadied their campaign, they steadied their batting with the 2nd wicket partnership, and now the 4th wicket partnership is in full flow. So it's 110. The partnership is worth between Vishambar and Nitish Kumar. 110 runs of 52 balls. Another boundary. They have managed to pick boundaries at will. So in other words, Karimabad have not been able to plug the scoring areas, although there have been many hits over the boundary, and then the fielding side cannot do anything about that. It has been a really good attacking plan working for the Alcon MCC boys. Just a single this time. And that takes Vishambar to 57. Nitish Kumar now on strike. Wide. Lakmesh Paune with 4 deliveries remaining is feeling the heat. The heat of the assault by these two batters. This is a crucial business end of this inning. The last over, 4 deliveries remaining. And the batters are just waiting to pounce on every delivery of his. So one can guess the pressure that the bowler is facing. There you go. Nitish Kumar Reddy launches one in the air, but this time straight to the fielder. Deep Raj Govekar is one of the safest pair of hands in Goan cricket. He catches that with ease. Nitish Kumar's brilliant innings comes to an end. It's 59 runs against his name in 25 deliveries. Well played, Nitish Kumar Reddy. Karimabad has got 4th wicket now. Consolation success for the bowler though. Every wicket counts, just like every run counts for the batters. Now it's 3 deliveries to go in this over, and it's Vishambar Kalon on strike as the batsman had crossed. Well, Vishambar has hit another delivery, another ball into the river, or is it still on ground? No, it's there on that walking track, so that ball will make its way back into the ground soon. Earlier he had sent one into the waters. This is one of the most picturesque ground in the country. The riverside setting to the PANJIM Gymkhana makes it a unique and a beautiful proposition to play your cricket here in Panji, Goa. The batsmen are going for the second run and make it comfortably in the end. The last delivery to come, Alcon MCC are 189 for the loss of 4 wickets. Vishambar Kalon is unbeaten on 65. And at the other end, it's the new man Shivendra Bhujbal who is yet to face a delivery. And he might not face a delivery because this is the last ball of the inning, unless it's a no ball and a single is taken on that delivery. That's it. He has played it down the ground just for a single, and that's a really challenging total now on the board. And Karimabad Sports Club have a very good batting lineup as well. So game on here at PANJIM Gymkhana in the second match of the BANDODKAR T-20 League. Alcon MCC, having won the toss and elected to bat, have put on 190 runs on the board for the loss of 4 wickets. The top partnership has been Top partnership has been 110 runs between Nitish Kumar Reddy and Vishambar Kalon. The top scorer is
66.
Vishambar Kalon remains unbeaten on 66 runs. Nitish Kumar Reddy had scored 59 runs. A very, very good batting exhibition by Alcon MCC. And now it's in a very short while, Karimabad Sports Club will be replying and will be chasing the total. Welcome back. MCC, Alcon MCC scored 190 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. They allotted 20 overs, having elected to bat on winning the toss. And now Karimabad Sports Club are beginning the chase to start the proceedings from the road, and it's Hiram Parab for MCC, and to face him Azan Tota is on strike. Should be a very interesting inning, as Karimabad have really a few hard-hitting batters in their lineup as well. So it's game on. Experienced campaigner Rajshekhar Harikant is at the non-strikers, and Azan Tota, the youngster, has been very impressive in the recently held Goa Premier League. He got starts in most of his innings. And there he goes, nicely playing that off his hips. A boundary to open the account and set the tone for the chase. Earlier today, Reddy Kalon and Nitish Kumar Reddy played wonderful shots, beautiful innings, both slamming half centuries, and that powered Alcon MCC to a very good total. So wide down the leg side, and rightly called wide there. So it's now Karimabad's approach that will be very important. The start that they get will be important. They have batting lineup, the depth in their side, and this could be a fascinating game of cricket here. What a lovely shot, and under the boundary to Azan. A batsman has to put away the deliveries that are in the slot, and then on some good deliveries as well, they have to try to get runs, and that is exactly what Azan is doing. The asking rate is almost 10 and over, and there is no respite for Karimabad. Loud shout and is gone. What a comeback by bowler Hiram Parab. He has trapped Azan Tota in front of the wicket, and that's the first blow, first wicket to fall for Karimabad Sports Club. 9 for 1. at the end of first over. Beg your pardon, it's one delivery remaining in the first over. Kuldeep Ghai is the new batter for Karimabad Sports Club. It's one of their two outstation players, the other being Rishabh Singh Chauhan. Kuldeep Ghai now joins Rajshekhar Arikant at the crease. So this is a good comeback by Heram, having been hit for 2 boundaries by Azan Tota. Finally got one up there and wrapped the batsman on the pads. So this is the last delivery, and the new man, Kuldeep Ghai, gets set to face that. So at the end of the first over, it's 9 for 1. Karimabad are chasing a target of 191. So that's at an asking rate of 9.5 runs in over. Vijesh Prabhudesai is the bowler from the river end. Correction, the bowler is Nitish Kumar Reddy from the river end. Earlier today he batted brilliantly and notched up the fastest 50 of the tournament. Nitish Kumar Reddy, a young all-rounder from Andhra. Here he is bowling the second over of the inning. Good effort in the field. The MCC, Alcon MCC boys are charged up in the field. They're good energy in the field here. And they have to keep up the momentum that they have brought after a good batting effort. first half of the match, half the job was done well, and another half now it remains to be seen. Whereas for Karimabad, they have to try and excel with the bat, as the bowling effort was average, and they will have to do something special with the bat, which they are very much capable of. Oh, the ball capped a bit low there. And Gehi had to make some adjustment to keep the ball off from the harm's way. At times the pitch has played a bit dual paced, and there were some deliveries that had kept low in the earlier match as well, and now that brings Rajshekhar on strike. Good fielding there, and that's sharp piece of fielding prevents a single being taken. That's the end of the second over. Karimabad Sports Club are 11 for 1 at the end of 2 overs. Karimabad need exactly 180 runs in 18 overs. So that's an asking rate of 10 runs per over. Hiram Parab will continue from the road end. This is the third over. And facing him is the batter on strike, Kuldeep Gehi. Good fielding, half the stop, but that takes all the power behind the shot, just a single there. So it's been some time since the last boundary. Both boundaries had come off the bat of Azan Thota before he was dismissed by Hiram Parab in the first over of the inning and his first over as well. These two batters are yet to go for big runs, and credit to Alcon MCC bowlers. They have stuck to some strong basics. It's basically the mantra for cricket is to bowl in the good areas, good length, and that's make it as difficult as possible for the batter to hit big. There you go. There you go. Pressure was building, and that has affected in another wicket. It's often seen as when the runs dry up, there is some mistake or something goes in the favor of the bowler. And here Rajshekhar tried to hit one out, could not make good connection, and it was a simple catch. So Hiram Parab has managed to pick another wicket, and Alcon MCC are now on the top as Karimabad Sports Club have lost their second wicket. Kashyap Buckley is the new man in, and he'll be facing Hiram Parab. So Alcon MCC are on top right now. What can Karimabad do to change the situation? Here is Hiram Parab to Kashyap Buckley. That's a beautiful drive by Kashyap Buckley. 4 runs to Kashyap. Starts off with a boundary and takes off some pressure. It was right there to be hit, and Kashyap was right up to the pitch of the delivery and played this wonderful off drive. The counter attack is one of the ways to get even with the opponent. If you have been dealt blows, then you get on a counter. Is it on here? Good delivery by Hiram to get back, but it has evaded the fielder and it has gone for a boundary. Nevertheless, Karimabad will be happy with runs, however, whichever manner they come. 4 runs added to the total, and the scoreboard moves to 20 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Loud appeal, but no decision in the favor of the bowler this time. So it's the end of the 3rd over, and Alcon MCC are 20 for 2. Vijesh Prabhudesai is now in attack. From the river end, Vijesh, Ranji Trophy player for Goa, bowls quick. And the batsman facing him is Kuldeep Kahi. Short delivery and punished. Boundary in the fine leg area. That was an easy pick for Kuldeep Kahi. He swiveled on his back foot and just provided direction to the pacey short delivery of Vijesh Prabhudesai. So more often than not, such deliveries always go for runs. It's 24 for 2, Karimabad Sports Club. Oh. Misses the ball, misses the wickets, the bat, everything, but wicketkeeper gathers it. That was a good low take by the wicketkeeper. Shivendra Bhujbal, the wicketkeeper for Alcon MCC. Is that a wide? Yes, it is. That's a wide. Down the leg side. So it's been a bit of inconsistent line there. Vijesh is yet to get into his rhythm. So it's 4 deliveries bowled in this over and 5 runs conceded. Once again, another wide and one more to the total extra. So it's 2 more runs added to the total. And Karimabad Sports Club move on to 27 for loss of 2 wickets. We are in the 4th over of this inning. Good delivery and good fielding of his own bowling. Karimabad's inning has not really taken off as yet, and they are yet to get into the zone as they chase the big total of 190 runs put out by Alcon MCC. has been up and down so far this innings. So this is the fourth over, and after this there are 2 more overs of power play. That's very well played. Nudged fine down the fine leg region for a boundary. That breaks the shackles a bit. Kashyap Buckley moves on to 12 with this boundary, and that's also the end of the fourth over, and the total is 31 for 2. Nitish Kumar Reddy has been brought on this end, road end. He had earlier bowled from the river end. He had bowled a very cheap first over, giving away just 2 runs. There have not been too many loose deliveries or boundary deliveries by Alcon MCC, and that's so far been a good bowling effort. Karimabad Sports Club batters have found it so far very difficult to put away good deliveries as such, and that has made Karimabad going for the momentum a very difficult task. That's good adjustment by Kashyap Buckley to get the ball, bat on the ball, as it looked like it had stayed a bit low than he would have anticipated. Kuldeep Gay now on strike. He's a professional outstation player, one of their outstation players, and a lot depends on him as well. Bandodkar T-20 League has the provision for every team to field 2 outstation players, and most of the time these players have a big arsenal of batting shots or In bowling, they have a lot of depth as well, variations, and their surprise deliveries. Everybody looks to outstation players or watches them very closely. And here are two of them on show. One is in batting for Karimabad and other is in the bowling department for Alcon MCC. Nitish Kumar Reddy, who has earlier played a beautiful inning. It's a brilliant shot there by Gay. That's a sixer. That's lovely. Good shot and gives Karimabad Sports Club the much needed tonic to look forward to build the momentum. So at the end of 5 overs, Karimabad Sports Club have moved on to 39 for the loss of 2 wickets. Kuldeep Gehi is unbeaten on 13 of 13 deliveries, while Kashyap Bakle is on 13 of just 6 balls. This is now the last over of the power play. Alcon MCC were 53 for 1 at the end of the power play.
ಲೆಫ್ಟಿಂದ ಮಲ್ಲೆ ಎದುರು ಪಂಜಾನ ಮಲ್ಲೆ ರನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಡೋರ್ ಗೌರೀಶ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆನೇ ಮಲ್ಲೆ
40 for 2. That's how Karimabad Sports Club's chase is placed right now. Aye. That's a good shot, but oh no, he's not connected it well, and it lands straight away down the throat of that fielder. That's another wicket gone down for Karimabad Sports Club. Kuldeep had not found the sweet spot of the bat as he launched into that delivery, and it resulted in a miscued loft. Turned out to be an easy catch for the fielder in the mid-wicket region. Tunish Saukar is the new man in. Tunish is in very good nick with the bat. It's in the recent Goa Premier League. He had scored a big century. So Karimabad Sports Club will be counting on his effort today with the bat if they have to make it a successful chase. And at the other end, Kashyap Buckley has been there since he has last faced 7 deliveries, and he is unbeaten on 14 and on strike now. And Tunish has occupied the non-striker's end. The batsman had crossed while the ball was in the air. Vijesh Prabhudesai has picked the wicket, and he'll have much more in his step now. Spring in his stride there. Good delivery, and Kashyap Buckley prefers to leave it alone. Good shot there by Kashyap Buckley. And that's a no ball as well, so it will be a free hit on the ensuing delivery. Kashyap Buckley has played this lovely cross-batted shot, got complete control on that, and through the vacant mid-wicket region, it has yielded 4 runs for Karimabad. It's going to be a free hit now. Where can Kashyap Buckley deposit this? Or how can Vijesh Prabhudesai make it a delivery which will not result in runs for Karimabad? So this will be very interesting. Good adjustment to place this ball over the square boundary, and that's amazingly well connected. He moved across to the offside, outside the off stump, and just lofted it over the point boundary. That's half century of 50 up for Karimabad Sports Club. The total moves on to 51 for the loss of 3 wickets. And this is the 6th over in progress. Another fine shot by Kashyap Buckley. He has got it going now. He moves on to 28 runs and Karimabad's total goes up to 55. Kashyap is playing a really valuable knock here. He's on 28 of just 11 deliveries. That was the last ball of the power play. So at the end of 6 overs, Karimabad Sports Club are 56 for the loss of 3 wickets. At the same stage, Alcon MCC were 59 for loss of just 1 wicket. So it's very close as far as the runs are concerned, but Karimabad have lost 2 more wickets. And that's a bit of a worry. But then if these 2 batsmen get going, the runs are surely going to flow as they can play all around the park and they got all the strokes. Om Prakash Chauhan is the new bowler who will begin the 7th over. Left arm spinner Om Prakash Chauhan. What will be the approach of Tunish now? He's known to hit big shots. He's a well-built young man with a big reach and he packs a punch. Played it watchfully. He prefers to have a good look at the bowler first. That may be the approach that he has taken today. It's a single and Tunish was a short delivery and he got going with this beautifully hit, well-timed shot. His boundary. It's his first boundary for Tunish Saukar, and Karimabad Sports Club move on to 63 runs. This is the 7th over in progress. Hardly any margin if the bowler bowls short. Left, well left there by Tunish. That's a good length for spinner to be bowling. And if bowl short, the batsmen are going to punish you for sure. So at the end of 7 overs, Karimabad Sports Club are 63 for the loss of 3 wickets. Karimabad inning had started to start with the first wicket falling at the score of 9. Second wicket fell at the score of 12, while the third wicket was down at the score of 40. From then on, the total has now moved to 64. That's a partnership developing, and it's worth 24 by now. Kashyap Buckley has been the main contributor, and Tunish Saukar is getting into his stride. He is now facing Vasu Yadla. Vasu Yadla is the outstation player for Alcon MCC. So Vasu Yadla is also from Andhra. The left arm spinner, now operating from the Mandavi River end. Tunish Saukar, there he goes big. That's his first sixer of the evening. And everybody knows he can hit those big sixes. So Karimabad total moves on to 70. And this is the 8th over, just one delivery remaining in the 8th over. So Kashyap and Tunish are now looking well settled there. Bit of a drink break as the ball is yet to make its way back onto the ground. "121 more runs required for Karimabad Sports Club of 12.1 overs. That's 73 deliveries at least, 73 legal deliveries, and 121 runs to get. So the game is set, and it's big entertainment. If you are following this on the ground or on the YouTube live stream on New Goa Livecast platform. That brings the 8th over to an end. So let me take you through the bowling card so far. Hiram Parab has bowled 2 overs, conceded 18 runs and taken 2 wickets. Nitish Kumar Reddy has bowled 2 overs for 10 runs. Vijesh Prabhudesai had taken 1 wicket, giving away 28 runs in his 2 overs. Om Prakash Chauhan is now bowling his 2nd over. He had conceded 7 runs in his first over. That is good running by Karimabad. 3 runs added to their total. That is the way the team who are chasing have to run. Chasing a total of 190. They have to run and get a maximum. So back in action. Om Prakash Chauhan. Oh my God, that is a terrific shot. Beautifully hit. A sixer. That is Tunish Saukar's 2nd sixer of the match, and that takes his total to 17 runs of 10 balls. Karimabad Sports Club moving at current run rate of 9.48. Short delivery, and that doesn't get full reward though, as it heads to the straight to the fielder for just a single. ...111 runs now needed. And Kashyap Buckley reduces it to 107 as he hits a good boundary here. With an angled bat, he beats the fielder in the gully region, and the ball makes its way down the 3rd man area to the boundary. So Karimabad have slowly and steadily developed the momentum in this chase now. The 4th wicket partnership has moved on to 44. Good field there. Good stop there in the field by Alcon MCC fielder. So the partnership has moved on to 45 of of 22 deliveries. So that's what Karimabad needed after the departure of Kuldeep Gehi, when the total was 40 and 5.2 overs were up. So 45 runs of 22 deliveries. So they have progressed at the rate of 12 runs and over to bring Karimabad in a very good position now. It's Vasu Yadla. Shot, very good shot there. 4 runs. Brilliant shot.
वासु यार्डला नाही का? वासु यार्डला.
89 for 3. Karimabad Sports Club. And this is the 10th over in progress. Kashyap Bakle is facing Vasu Yadla. Both these batsmen are really playing with their common sense and trying to get as many as possible with as little risk as possible. That's the right way to go at this stage now. That's the end of the 10th over. Karimabad Sports Club are 91 for 3. They need exactly 100 runs in the remaining 10 overs.
हंड्रेडचा आहे एक्झॅक्ट.
Hundred runs in 10 overs. So an asking rate of 10. That means at least one big hit is required every over. Vijesh Prabhudesai has been brought into the attack now from the road end. In his first 2 overs, Vijesh was expensive, giving away 28 runs, and he picked up a wicket. 1 wicket. That was of Kuldeep Gehi. Facing Vijesh will be Tunish Saukar, who is batting on 19 runs. Amazing shot. That is incredible. What a shot. Cross-bedded shot. Depositing the short delivery, pacey delivery by Vijesh over the long off boundary. Beautifully struck sixer by Tunish Saukar there. He moves on to 25. This is his third sixer, and the total score moves on to 97. Good battle growing in the center out there. And good cricketing sense to take a single right after the maximum. So there's the scoreboard keeps rotating, the strike keeps rotating, and the scoreboard keeps ticking. Vijesh Prabhudesai has to think now and come up with ideas to outthink the batters. With that single, Kashyap moves on to 46. And the strategy is really working nicely for Karimabad right now. Rotating the strike and going big when they can. Good delivery and paid full respect to by the batter. This is good cricket. Tunish is on 26. He's batting and his 15 delivery stay at the crease. He has so far struck 3 sixers and 1 boundary. Vijesh is in his third over. He has given away 36 runs and picked 1 wicket. That was a half cracker, and Tunish Saukar did what was deserved by that delivery boundary there, and that takes the total to 103. 100 up for Karimabad Sports Club. The partnership moves on to 63. And it's now 88 runs required of 55 deliveries. Hundred and 4 for 3 after 11. Karimabad Sports Club are chasing Alcon MCC's total of 190. This is after Alcon MCC had won the toss and chose to bat first. This is the second match of the BANDODKAR T-20 League organized by PANJIM Gymkhana from today. There are two matches every day from today. There are two matches tomorrow, but there's a rest day on 18th May and 21st May. The finals are set for 22nd May. Vasu Yadla will begin his third over from the river end, and it's Tunish Saukar to face Vasu. That's a sixer. What a shot. After 3 dot balls, Tunish Saukar goes big and clears the boundary with ease. Moves on to 110 for the loss of 3 wickets. So Karimabad Sports Club require 81 runs in 50 balls. Good running there, and they take 2 runs. 8 runs off the over. Eight runs off the over. Vasu Yadla bowls his third over. And Karimabad require 79 runs of 48 deliveries. Saish Kamath is now in the bowling attack. He's coming on from the road end. Om Prakash Chauhan had gone for runs in his last over from this end, and it's now triggered a bowling change. Eight overs remain, 79 runs required. Kaushab Kashyap Buckley gets a single and moves on to 47. Tunish Saukar, who is on 39 and looks quite in the groove to go big, is on 39. Is now facing Saish Kamath. This is now a time where the bowling team will look to prevent big runs leaking. And they would be quite happy if they concede just singles. Their target will be to cut out the boundaries. Whereas for Karimabad, it becomes absolutely important that they at least score one big hit every over. Thank you. Good bowling by Saish Kamath to end his over. Just 4 runs of that over bowled by Saish Kamath. A really good over. "75 runs required of 42 deliveries." Vasu Yardla to continue. That would be his last over. 4th and last over from the river end. With that inside edge boundary, Tunish Saukar moves on to 40 of 24 deliveries. And the total moves on to 116. That's big. That's gone a mile. Beautiful shot there. The ball was a short delivery and it was there to be hit, and Tunish Saukar provided the perfect response, and that goes for a boundary, and the score "50 up for Tunish Saukar." "50 of 26 balls. Oh, that was a very, very difficult catch, but it was there to be taken, and he didn't get to it. And as a result, Tunish gets another boundary that takes his score to 54. This was his fourth boundary. He has hit 5 sixers as well. The score moves on to 130 for Karimabad Sports Club. Needless throw there, and as a result it's one overthrow. Kashyap Buckley gets to his 50 of 31 deliveries. Both the batsmen have now got their half centuries under their belt. And the partnership is 91 between these two. 91 run partnership for the fourth wicket. So at the end of 14 overs, the total moves on to 132 for 3. (59 required of 36 deliveries, with 7 wickets in hand. Karimabad's. What can Alcon MCC do to make a comeback here as such? Beautiful use of the feet by Kashyap Buckley, coming down the track and scoring a lovely boundary in the extra cover region. Beautiful shot. The fielder in the covers had no chance to get his hand to the ball, and it's a very, very important boundary. Oh, that's reply of Saish Kamath. He has castled Kashyap Buckley. Kashyap played a really good knock here. And the fantastic partnership comes to an end. The score of the partnership was worth 95. Captain Deepraj Govekar is the new man in Karimabad Sports Club required. 53 of 34 deliveries. Deepraj is a quality batter. He was successful even with the bat in the Goa Premier League and was named the player of the series. So in one of the games here, he struck a wonderful 178 runs here at over a run a ball strike rate. That's how he plays even in the 3 days. So an aggressive DNA is what the Praj can be described as. Saish Kamath has provided Alcon MCC the breakthrough that they needed to break the partnership of Kashyap and Tunish, and now Tunish is on strike to Saish. A couple looked like it was on, but Captain Deepraj has taken a cautious approach, and probably it's the right decision as they have just lost a wicket, and another wicket could result in losing the momentum. It's a gettable target. That's what he will be believing in without taking much risk. Well struck, but straight to the fielder there. Last ball of the over coming from Saish Kamath. One run to the total, and it moves to 139. Oh. 52 now required of 30 deliveries. Last 5 overs of this fascinating game between Alcon MCC and Karimabad Sports Club. This is the second match of the BANDODKAR T-20 League organized by PANJIM Gymkhana. Chasing 190 for 4 set up by Alcon MCC. Karimabad Sports Club are 139 for 4 in 15 overs. Nitish Kumar is now the bowler from the river end. Oh, that's a very quick delivery and gets to a very big height. That's one for the over. That's a bouncer. And Deepraj left it alone. Lovely shot there by Deepraj, and it's a boundary. He loves to cut and pull, and there was exhibition of a nice pull shot. He was on the top of that bounce and rolled his wrist to keep the ball down, in total control of that pull shot. Deepraj Govekar. And the total moves on to 143. 48 more runs required. 28 deliveries remain. This is going to be a tense finish. Nitish Kumar Reddy is bending his back here. He's getting a good bounce from the track and he's exploiting, he's putting his every single drop, every single pounds of power into it. Another short ball, but this time the Praj finds the fielder and it's just 1 run to the total. Nitish Kumar has made good use of the bouncing deliveries and got in 2 dot balls by doing that. Oh, that's dropped. The bowler was very excited, but then the wicket keeper spilled it. So that's a reprieve for Deepraj. Nitish Kumar Reddy had bowled that over with a lot of power, very, very quick bowling there. And at the end of 16 overs, Karimabad Sports Club are 145 for the loss of 4 overs. "46 runs to get in the next 24 overs. That's the target for Karimabad Sports Club. And for Alcon MCC, the target would be to prevent Karimabad from getting to their target. Saish Kamath looks like he's getting set for his 3rd over. He has been the man to get that crucial breakthrough by bowling out Kashyap Buckley. That was in his last over. So 2 overs, 11 runs that he has given away and picked up wicket of Kashyap Buckley. Tunish Saukar to face Saish Kamath. Good shot and good fielding now on the boundary there. The fielder covered a lot of ground and good collection. And a good throw by the fielder. Good cricket all around. This match is heading to a nail-biting finish for sure. The teams well matched. And the result is the game is going deep, and that's the end of the captain Deepraj stay in the middle there. Caught on the boundary by Hiram Parab. A very good effort by Hiram Parab on the boundary line. That is brilliant. Hiram Parab caught the ball near the rope, and to keep his balance, he threw the ball up in the air, and then he came inside the line and caught it again. That's how Incredible that catch is. It's brilliant to see this fielding effort in such games. Well done, Hiram. And there, Saish Kamath has picked up again another crucial wicket to Saish Kamath here. So Rishabh Singh Chauhan is now walking in, and there he has a big task on his hands.
Refresh उधर बरत
147 for 5 in 16.4 overs. This has been a very, very economical over so far. Just 2 runs off it, and the big wicket of the captain, Deepraj Govekar. Good shot by Tunish, and the crucial midfielding there on the boundary line by MCC fielding effort, and there goes another valuable 4 runs into the total of Karimabad Sports Club. So another 40 runs required by Karimabad of 19 deliveries.
Three overs.
39 runs needed in 3 overs for Karimabad Sports Club. This innings has been going on an upward curve, and they have managed to stay in touch at the asking rate of over 9 runs. But over the last 3 overs or so, the asking run rate has crept up. That was after the dismissal of Kashyap Buckley, who was bowled by Saish Kamath on his total of 54. That was in the 15th over when the score was 136. And in his last over, Saish Kamath dismissed Deepraj Govekar when the total was 146. So in those last 12 deliveries, Karimabad could only score 10 runs. So the asking rate has crept up now. So 39 required in 18 balls. So that's an asking rate of 13 runs per over. They need a big one here. One of the overs has to go big in the region of 18 to 20. So that is 1 out of 3. And it's Nitish Kumar from the river end is bowling to Tunish Saukar. Nitish Kumar is bowling at a good pace. He's putting all his effort into his every delivery there. In the 3 overs, he has conceded 16 runs but has not been able to take a wicket. But he has kept the scoring down. Nice shot by Tunish. Just a single there. It's 38 required of 16 deliveries now. One of the batter has to take more risk and try to go big. That looks like the situation now. Oh, that's a very soft dismissal there. Rishabh Singh Chauhan did not put his entire power in that shot, and that was easy catch, spooned up for the deep point fielder. Digesh Raikar was the fielder there, taking an easy catch at the deep point region. A new man in is Soham Panvalkar. Soham Panvelkar from the Goa under 25 setup. He has now come into the crease, at the crease with steam, needing plenty of runs. Short delivery, and he just gets a single with the help of that pull shot. Moves on to 154, loss of 6 wickets. So 154 for 6 it is right now. Played fine in the third man region, and it's a good boundary there for Tunish. This third man fielder is placed squarish, so he could not cut out that fine shot by Tunish, and that 4 runs is a valuable addition to the total, and it moves to 158. .32 required now of the last 2 overs. 32 of 2, that's 16 runs per over is the asking rate.
Correct.
It's become really cloudy here now, and that's how it has been over a few days now. Every evening has become very cloudy. In the meantime, Hiram Parab is back to bowl the second last over of the inning. He has been very good in the field. He has bowled 2 overs for 18 runs, picking up 2 wickets and taken one very fine catch on the boundary line to send back captain Deepraj Govekar. So Hiram Parab it is with the second last over, and Karimabad Sports Club require 32 runs in 12 balls. That's a boundary, a very, very timely boundary here, and off the first ball of Hiram Parab's over. So that's a good start. If you are a Karimabad Sports Club fan, they'll feel a little easy. But for Hiram, it is the first ball that has gone for boundary, and the bowler always feels a bit of pressure when it starts giving off a boundary. That was not as bad as delivery. That's a really good shot by Tunish Saukar. Again, a fine shot here. Very, very good looking shot. Flashing square drive by Tunish. He has been in real good touch today. Beautifully struck boundary. 2 in a row now. That brings down the equation to 24 required of 10 deliveries. 24 of 10. What a fascinating end this second match of the Bandodkar T20 League is coming to. Beautiful, another stroke, but this time MCC, Alcon MCC fielder is back to cut it off. And in the middle out there, it could have been a couple of runs, but Tunish was not really interested in getting back to the second run. So 9 runs of the first 3 deliveries. The heart is racing here, heart starting to pound. If you are fans of any of their teams, everybody is on the edge of the seat here. The MCC, Alcon MCC fans as well as the Karimabad Sports Club fans. This is a cliffhanger. $169 the total moves on to, and they need 22 more of 8 deliveries. 22 of 8. These are very, very important couple of deliveries remaining in the second last over. The ball capped a bit low and Tunish missed it. So it's a dot ball for Hiram. $22 of 7 now. Tunish gets a single of the last delivery and keeps the strike. So it's 21 needed of the last over. Sports Club required 21 runs of the final over here in the second match of BANDODKAR T-20 League at PANJIM Gymkhana. Earlier today, Sargaonkar Cricket Club registered a one-sided victory over Gino Sports Club, but the second match on the opening day has turned out to be a really close encounter. Karimabad Sports Club are giving their everything in this chase, and 21 runs are required of the last 6 deliveries. Tunish Saukar on 79 runs of 43 deliveries is on strike. And it's Vijesh Prabhudesai to bowl this final over from the Mandavi River end. A single of the first delivery brings Soham Panvelkar on strike now. 20 runs needed now of the remaining 5 deliveries. Can Soham hit big, or will he prefer to give Tunish the strike? Just 5 deliveries to go. That's sacrificing a wicket for Tunish to get back on the strike, and that's the right thing to do. But Soham did not have that alertness to be quick and try and complete the run, but that's the sacrifice one probably needs to do in this situation, as Tunish Saukar is the danger man. He has all the shots in his arsenal, so it's just so it's 19 runs required of the remaining 5 deliveries. Vedant Naik is the new man in. He'll be at the non-striker's end. (19 required of 5 deliveries. Tunish Saukar to face Vijesh Prabhudesai. What a shot, and it looks like a big 6 down there. Point boundary, brilliantly struck by Tunish. He has the power, he has the ability, and he has the technique. That is wonderful. So it's 13 more required now. 13 more required of 4 deliveries. Karimabad are giving it a real good whack here. Vijesh Prabhudesai drifted outside the off stump, and it was there in the slot for Tunish to go big. What's coming up next? Beautiful, and the fielder thought he was in the business there. He was coming up. He thought he would catch it, but the ball has cleared him very easily. Tunish with 2 back-to-back sixers. That is tremendous hitting by Tunish Saukar. 7 runs required now. 7. 7 runs required now of just 3 deliveries. 2 back-to-back sixers, and Vijesh Prabhudesa is definitely feeling the heat now. This is gettable. Tunish has played a wonderful knock so far. He's on 92 runs of 46 balls with 8 boundaries and 7 sixers. This is amazing entertainment. T20 cricket at its best. Runs to get of 3 deliveries. This is the final over. Oh, the scores are tied now. That's a sixer. It was a full delivery by Vijesh and deposited outside beyond the boundary. And look, Tunish Saukar, it doesn't matter how the ball came to him. What matters is the sixer. And that's enough for Karimabad Sports Club to level the scores. Tunish moves on to 98. 98 of 47, and they just need 1 run. One run required of 2 deliveries to win. 2 runs required for Tunish to get to his century. Oh, that's it. That's the victory. That victory of Karimabad Sports Club was the first target. Tunish remains unbeaten on 99. What a brilliant inning by Tunish Saukar. He deserves a standing ovation. That is brilliant. One of the best T20 matches witnessed in Goan cricket. Absolutely wonderful inning by Tunish Saukar. And 190 runs have been chased by Karimabad Sports Club. Well played, Karimabad Sports Club. Alcon MCC had earlier batted really well and scored 190 for 4. And Karimabad chased that with just 1 delivery to spare. Tunish Saukar remained unbeaten on 99 of 48 deliveries with 8 sixers and 8 boundaries with a strike rate of 206. What a talent, Tunish Saukar. And tough luck to Alcon MCC. Their bowlers tried everything, but in the end it was the power hitting of Tunish that got Karimabad the victory. It's the winning start for Karimabad Sports Club at the BANDODKAR T20 League at PANJIM Gymkhana.
दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलें। ऐसे ही और भी वीडियोस के लिए
What a brilliant performance this has been by Karimabad Sports Club, and the man of the moment is here, Tunish Saukar. A fantastic innings, and he is the man of the match for this match. Prashant Kakode, managing committee member of PANJIM Gymkhana, handing over the trophy to Tunish Saukar of Karimabad Sports Club. Well played, Tunish, and keep your good form going in the tournament. Well done.